Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be sharing not only what is my Redbubble strategy, the strategy that I'm going to carry into the future, and more importantly, why it actually works. We're going to talk about why my personal Redbubble strategy works. Now, I'm very aware that people watch these videos, they come up with their own strategies, they come up with their own methods. That's perfectly fine. That's something that I encourage. If you're coming up with your own strategies, that's actually a very good thing to do. I always say do what is most comfortable for you, and what's going to lead you to the most success. But you guys see the topic of the video. I'll be talking about what my personal strategy is from an income producing standpoint here on Redbubble. I'll also be throwing up some screenshots of some of the sales for the various different 17 stores that I have here on Redbubble that are producing an income on a daily basis. So everything that I'm saying works, and it's just a matter of you applying yourself to actually get it done. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So the strategy that I have is a little bit different than the majority, okay? What people want when especially if they're beginners in Redbubble, maybe they're not aware of algorithms and things like that, what they want to be is they want to be the big swinger, right? The big guy, the big one, the Don, basically, of Redbubble. And what I mean by that is you take a big keyword, a competitive keyword like tiger, for example. Everybody wants to be here at the top, okay? And that's justified. I mean, who doesn't want to be at the top making the most money for the organic search? And at the end of the day, if you're not at the top for the organic search, and this also is for Merch by Amazon. It's not like this is different. If you're not at the top, you're probably not making the most money. Now, based on my personal experience, I have keywords that I compete for in the 300,000s range that I'm at the very top on the first page. Not the keyword tiger, but other keywords that I'm not going to be sharing here because I don't want to expose my stores. But in that, we can make about $300 a month, $500 a month, and we're talking about the 300,000 range. There are other keywords where people who are making $900 a month, $1,000, $1,200, $1,800 a month just off of one design at the very top. But the reality is this is probably not practical for 99.9% of the people. In fact, if you look at my designs, I have over 35,000 designs, and I only have a couple that do levels like this of income. Now, to be clear, when you get that kind of level of income, it's rare. It's very, very rare. And majority, we're talking about majority of sellers are not going to get to that level per design. And when I say per design, we're talking about, like I said, $800, $900, $1,000 per design, right? It's not going to happen that way. So what is my approach and what's my skill set? I'm always looking at diversification, right? I always look at it like a tree and a tree branch kind of method, all right? So let me share this with you. So let me just go ahead and refresh this just so I can kind of give you an idea. Here we have a tree, and I'm going to do my best to kind of draw this up, right? And we have in the tree, this tree is really, really long, and then we have a bunch of branches that come out, right? So like if this is, we have a branch here, then we have another branch, right? And then we have these other branches, right? That get a bit smaller and smaller. And then we have another branch here. And sorry for my art. You could tell I'm clearly not an artist. But you can see here, these branches extend. And some are smaller than others, right? And like I said, it's the same here, right? So this is, let's say, a big branch and then divides here. And then you have another branch here that divides here. Then you have more branches that divide here. And then you have some that end, and then you have some that extend, right? And so, obviously, you guys can get what my concept is. And I like to take this kind of tree method. Why do I say this? I look at a store like it is a tree, all right? So this is, let's just say a store. Now, this store is going to have a general concept. Some people call this a niche. For what we're talking about, let's just call it a concept, right? So a concept. The concept could be anything. It could be, cute tiger designs, or maybe not cute tiger designs, maybe like cute cat designs, or maybe it could be states of the United States, like different designs for the states, like for New York, for Pennsylvania, for California, for Texas, for whatever. It's a concept, right? It could be photos from the unlimited photo tool, right? So like, for example, I could just basically search for regular photos and just slap them on there. Photos of animals, photos of mountain ranges, photos of landscapes. Like I could just go here and search mountain, right? And take all these designs and literally just slap them on my Redbubble store. I can do that. I can make money doing this, right? So every store is going to have a concept. But within the concept, there are going to be certain nuances, and these are the things that I mean, right? Nuances, things that you notice that perform well and don't perform well, right? And what happens is at the end of this tree branch, right, or at the end of each tree branch, there are things that make these designs individual, right? So, for example, if I'm using the Unlimited Photos tool, which is an example right here, I'm grabbing all these photos. Let's just say one day I grab, let's say, a black and white photo. Maybe the black and white photos, as you can see here, like if I search black and white picture of a horse, right? Let's just say it does well. It's performing, it's getting a certain number of sales. Something that I have to understand is that I can upload a black and white photo here, but it's not necessarily going to reach the top when somebody searches for horse. And I have to be okay with that. Right? I have to be okay with that. And I'm not saying that you should be satisfied with losing or not succeeding on a platform, but what you have to understand is that you should be able to take your small income and run. Let me explain. To me, making, let's just say $1 off of each design is much better than making $1,000 off of one design. The reason why I look at it that way is because I look at it simply what's mathematically more practical. Is it more practical for me to have a whole bunch of little AKA branches, and I'm creating a metaphor here, but these little branches that produce for me income as opposed to just one big branch that produces me all my income? And that's actually what I look for. And that's what I guess a lot of people can potentially be confused on. People who are just joining Redbubble or maybe getting into it, they want to be that one person that has the design that creates $1,000 a month, $900 a month, $1,800 a month. They want to have that, but that's not practical, right? What's practical is you can fill up the other slots on the first page, let's say in the middle, at the top, somewhere at the top, at the bottom even, maybe you're on the second, third page, and you can create a decent amount of income per design, right? You don't have to create these designs that generally produce hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Now, is it great to have that? Yes. But once again, is it practical? Now, we could take this, if you're a mathematical individual and you think of things logically, we could take this from a logical standpoint. Look at it this way. We can search for how many designs that exist on the platform today. So it says here 44,422,000. If you guys were watching this video a year ago, it would have been at 29 million, right? 30 million. And these numbers increase on a daily basis. If you type in the word tiger or horse or whatever these main keywords, right, there can only be a certain set number of designs at the top. So in this case, let's just say the top 10, right, or, top 16 or the top 12 or whatever. There can only be a certain number of those designs, whether it's 10, 12, 4, 5, whatever the number is irrelevant. The point is that 10 designs are a lot less than 44 million. And even if you extrapolate this out to every single keyword that people are searching for with a high amount of search volume that can generate, let's just say, at least $500 a month, that's still in the thousands positions, much less than 44 million. The point that I'm trying to make is you're always in a section, you're always going to have the very top minority. But then you also have the majority at the bottom, but the majority at the bottom could outwork or outproduce the ones at the top. And let me explain. Let's say the ones at the top generate, let's say $10,000 a month, right? Well, the other ones could produce, let's say, $15,000 a month, right? And even though there's more designs here and it's harder to be seen, it's a potential that you can get sales in this section. If somebody told you can either make money from here or here, right, and you got to take your chances, I would pick here because I have a bigger chance to actually show up. Now, don't get me wrong. If, I guess you could say the luck was in my chance and I essentially I had the luck of the draw and I was at the top, I would be very, very appreciative of that, and I would be lucky to have that. But I have to understand, you guys have to understand that does not happen frequently. It's very, very rare that happens where in a large competitive space, like the keyword tiger, like the keyword horse, even like the keyword faith, for example. I'll throw up the keyword faith with over 300-something thousand designs. In keywords like this, it gets significantly more difficult to be at the top. Okay, guys? significantly more difficult. Now, how can you actually climb the top? Well, we spoke about this before, and I could actually show you guys a few tools that we spoke about this, and I actually have YouTube videos on my channel tutorialing these things and showing step-by-step how to get this stuff done. So let's go ahead and talk about each tool. So, for example, the Redbubble Favorite Automator. The Redbubble Favorite Automator is a tool that allows you to get more favorites. I've already explained how this works. I've shown how this works. I'm not going to explain how it works now, but essentially, you get more favorites over time. And what we did was we ran an experiment here on this YouTube channel. We ran an experiment by basically what we were doing was we took designs, right, or a design, and we gave it a certain tag, right? It was actually a horse design that I created, and we gave it a tag, right? We gave it the tag horse, right? And then what we did is we took the exact same design, it was a different image, but we took the exact same tag and title, so the exact same data, and we put it on. The only difference between the two designs is that one had all the favorites and one had 0 favorites. And what we did was we compared the ranking between the two, and what we found that the ones with the more favorites ranked higher. Now, something that people generally don't understand is that what favorites will do is they will help you rank higher amongst other designs that don't have favorites. So, for example, if you're competing for the keyword tiger or keyword faith, for example, if you were once on page 60, you can move all the way up to page 20 with literally no sales and just favorites, right? Because if 20 is the threshold, page 20 is the threshold, or page 5 is the threshold, or page 2 is the threshold. Once again, it depends on every single keyword that you add. This is why it's important to find the right keywords to compete in. If whatever page is the threshold, you're going to get up to that page with the more favorites that you accumulate, right? Now, what's also another scenario, another setup to, increase your ranking? Well, it's to get more sales. How can you get more sales on command? You can learn how to do Instagram marketing, Twitter marketing. Twitter and Instagram, we've posted, like I said, videos before. This is nothing that I haven't spoken on. This is nothing that I haven't tutorialed. In fact, I have a video where I showed on my YouTube channel, and I'll just leave that video link in the description, how I got my first sale on a brand new store on Redbubble within less than 24 hours. I think it was like within 16 hours using Instagram marketing, right? And I used the follow Instagram automation tool. Now, each tool has its own benefits. So like commenting, for example. If you're going to comment on Instagram, you have to do it properly. You have to express to people what you are selling, what you are offering, right? And if your product is good enough, people will purchase it. I'll give you a perfect example where we made a killing on Instagram comments is when I had this clothing company, I would tell people, hey, if you're looking for fitness clothing, use code blah, blah, blah on our website, and we would list the website, and people would check out our profile, click our link in bio, and then head over to our store, because once they click the link in bio, they're at our store, and then they would buy our products with that specific discount code. Now, how did we know it works? Because the discount code that we offered in the comments was only used for the comments. We never placed that discount code anywhere else. So we were able to measure how successful it actually was. Another example of this is likes. Likes is a way to get people's attention. When you do the likes on people's accounts, right, people who have never received likes before from you are going to be like, who is this person that liked my profile? And if your profile is a business profile where you're promoting your products, right, not only are they going to see your profile, but you're going to get their attention on the products that you sell. And if they like it, they're going to buy it, right? Follow and follow. Follow is also another really, really strong way to get people's attention. Now, there's no myth, there's no guess, does this work or does it not work? It 100% works. I showed this, like I said, on my YouTube channel. I'm not talking about things that I'm guessing on or that I'm assuming works. No, this works. I've done it myself, and I do it myself, and I let my virtual assistants do it. I don't pay the money for these tools for no reason. I actually use them and actually make money working with them. The next thing, Twitter. You do the exact same approach with Twitter. Now, I'm not going to repeat everything I just said with Instagram, but you get the general concepts. You use the profile to get the attention. The attention is funneled into your stores, and your stores produce the income, right? Assuming that people actually want to buy your products, which this is the next thing that comes into what I'm talking about. You have to be able to create designs that people genuinely want to buy. I mean, let's face it, the designs that are at the top are designs that people genuinely want to buy. Now, if you have a problem with creating, and you guys should check out, let me actually just show you this for free. YouTube.com. Let me just show you guys. I have a YouTube channel, DIY Income Tutorials, okay? DIY Income Tutorials. You go to this YouTube channel. I have created like video after video after video of reviewing people's Redbubble stores, telling them how to improve their designs, how to improve their tags, how to improve XYZ, right? And we have videos of up to almost an hour. I mean, like 56 minutes, 38 minutes, 51 minutes, 34 minutes. We've put these videos out specifically to help you improve in certain areas. And we've seen stores that, with all due respect, do not know how to design properly for Redbubble. They just don't know how to do it. And so what we did was, and this was a while ago, but we created a course specifically for understanding how to design. Now, there's two aspects to designing. If you guys are familiar with print on demand, there's two main aspects. You have the actual design quality, and then you have the speed. It is not profitable to create a very, very good-looking design and only create one of them. You need to be able to create hundreds, thousands, day by day by day. And for specifically what I do is I have created 60 designs a day for a whole entire year. And the reason why I did it for a whole entire year is because I didn't want, first of all, I wanted a challenge. But the second thing is I didn't want people to say that it can't be done, because I did it. And what I went as far as doing it is I showed people how fast it can be done by creating a course on showing people how I did it. And I actually recorded in the video me creating 63 designs in a matter of 34 minutes in different niches, in different topics, right? And what I'm doing here is, when I do this and I'm in the different topics, I'm creating essentially a new branch. I'm adding a new branch to my business. And these new branches, guess what the beauty about them is? They have the potential to bear fruit differently. So one branch might be more profitable than the other, and one branch might be less profitable. But at the end of the day, they all have the potential to generate profit, which is, once again, why I'm not concerned with generating hundreds and hundreds of dollars per design. I don't really necessarily care for that. Now, does that happen? It happens here and there, right? Like I just said, I think I said this in the beginning of the video, but I do have a few designs in the 300,000s range in terms of results they are literally at the very top of them, and they could generate about $300 a month each, right? Now, I have other designs that maybe, not necessarily at the top, but they'll generate $50 a month, $40 a month, $20 a month. And I have some designs that sell once or twice a month, right? But when you have over 30-something thousand designs, it all adds up at the end. Now, my point is that you have two main, I guess you could say, dilemmas when it comes down to designing. The first thing is the quality, right? So I created a system. I call it the 3-step system to guarantee high-quality designs. And I showed how to do that in the course, right? The second thing was I showed how to do it with speed. And I showed how to do that in the course as well. So if you want to check out the course, and designing is a problem in your business, if you feel that you're not designing well, check it out. Now, there's a statistical way to measure if you're not designing well. And you just look at your stats. Look at your stats. If you go on your store and you're receiving a little bit of traffic, but you're not getting any sales, then that is a huge indication that people are seeing your work, but they're simply not buying. Why? Because they're not interested in the way your designs look. That's just as simple as that. They look at your designs and they say, you know what? It's not worthy for me to buy it. So what you have to do is you have to figure out how to improve your designs. Now, however method that might be. Now, once again, it is not profitable to sit there for hours and hours and hours to work on a couple designs. It just simply, to me, it doesn't make sense. Maybe some of you guys do that. I personally don't. To me, it just doesn't add up. I'm not going to, I could be spending hours doing other things that are much more profitable. It should be very, very quick. Bang out 60 designs in a matter of an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half, get it all done. Okay? Like I said, I'll leave the course link in the description box down below. For those who are interested, the course is $39.99. Now, anyways, back to what we were saying. And you guys could check out the curriculum. There's a lot of details in it. I think there's like over 30 lessons or something like that. There's a lot of stuff in there. But regardless, back to what we were talking about. The next thing you have to focus on is tagging. Now, we have a course about tagging, but the reality is I'm not going to just sit here and talk about my courses all day. I'll leave the links in the description, but there are other ways that you can learn how to tag properly, right? For example, you can use a Rocket Tagger tool. There are a lot of people who miss out on getting good tags. They add couple tags here and there and think that that's good enough. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but you could be missing out. Redbubble allows you to tag 50 different tags. There were some rumors about lowering the number, and at one point, I believe they did lower the number, and then they increased it back up again. There's a whole big dilemma with Redbubble and the tags and the whole thing, but I would say if you're missing out on tags, right, and some designs generally don't need tags. They don't need a lot of tags, but some designs do, and if you're missing out on tags, then you're missing out on money, because that's essentially how the algorithm is functioned. If I search for the keyword faith here, there are designs that could pop up for the keyword faith that do not include the keyword faith in their title whatsoever, because the title is not what controls who shows up in the search for Redbubble. The title is SEO related. It has nothing to do with what shows up here on Redbubble. I can add the word faith in my title, but that does not mean I'm going to show up here. What controls this is the tags, right? And what also controls is tag relevancy. So what is tag relevancy? Tag relevancy determines whether you're on page 1 or page 2 or page 5. Why do I say that? Now, the reason why I say that is because Redbubble in real time compares how your tags are configured to the rest of the data presented. So for example, you have 393,000 results here, okay? You upload a design in the faith category using the keyword faith. In real time, they will compare your tags to all the different people who have uploaded designs with this category, right? And what they're going to see is they're going to be like, okay, well, this person deserves to be in XYZ spot. So let's say in spot 256 because of this tags. Now, they're not going to explain this to you. This is programmed within their Redbubble algorithm, which is why I highly recommended, and I spoke about this before, using the Redbubble Rocket Tagger. The Redbubble Rocket Tagger is a tool that is specifically designed for you to find the most highly relevant tags in the specific Redbubble keyword that you're searching. So how does this work? If you're going to create, and I've done this before, but this is the tool right here. If you're going to create a design in the faith niche, you go on faith, you hit search, right? And, you know, it's up to you what keyword. I mean, it doesn't have to be the keyword faith. It could be, you know, hippo. It could be elephant. It doesn't really matter. But you use this tool and you hit search. Now, generally, when you use this tool, you're not supposed to have different links open. And you're actually not even supposed to use Chrome. You should use a Vivaldi. But let's just see if this works right now, because I'm technically breaking the rules. But let's see if this works. This is definitely what they don't recommend. But there you go. You could see here now a bunch of different tags that highly relate to the topic at hand. So we have cross, faith, Bible verse. We have keywords like Christianity. We have keywords like courage. See, what you're not going to get is words like that are directly opposite. So this has relation to faith and religion and Christianity. You're not going to receive keywords like opposite, like Satanism or something like that, because the system, the keyword tool, knows exactly what data to pull and what kind to understand what's basically the most relevant. I can't tell you how many times where I thought, you know, this keyword might not fit, but then that design ends up getting me sales that I didn't even expect. There's so many times that happens. So you really, to be able to rank higher, you have to control every aspect of your business. You're going to have to control the SEO. You're going to have to control the tagging. You're going to have to control the design quality. You're going to have to control how many designs you create. It's not enough to create 1 or 2 designs and expect that you're going to make a significant amount of income. If you know anything about my channel, this is exactly what I do not preach against. I preach against the most, which is paralysis by analysis. A lot of people sit there for hours and hours and hours pontificating, thinking about, oh, what should I do? Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do that? There's a huge part of it of just going out there and creating. But then when people hear that message, they take it the wrong way, and they think that they should just put out garbage. And that's not the case either. Quality matters. Quality matters a lot, in fact, because it controls how successful you're going to be. At the end of the day, these are people that are buying your products. They're not robots, right? They're attracted by what's visually appealing. I mean, every human can sit here and tell you, we like what we like, and we don't like what we don't like 90% of the time based on what we see in front of us. Our vision, what we like, you know, how it looks, right? And people are just not going to buy things that are unattractive. So there's a lot of different ways to rank up, and there's a lot of different things that you could do. But my strategy comes down to this, okay? I create different designs, and I don't have an expectation for them to create thousands and thousands of dollars a month. If they do, great. or if a specific one does, great. But that's not my goal. My goal is to produce these different branches and create as many of them as possible so that if they have the potential to bear fruit, I have so many branches bearing fruit that I don't have to worry about one branch that's producing all the fruit, to where if that branch goes down for whatever reason, I don't have any more fruit in a metaphorical sense, right? I'm using fruit to represent the amount of sales I'm getting. So kind of understand where I'm going with that. And I actually diversify this so much to the point where I don't just have a bunch of branches, but I have a bunch of trees producing different branches that produce different fruit, if that makes sense. That's why we have literally 17 stores that produce an income for me on a daily basis. Not to mention I have virtual assistants working on new stores. So that's all I got to say for now. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.